What's up, gamers and collectors? DGC back with another video. Today we got a massive pickups. Got some retro shit. I guess it's considered retro at this point. Some modern stuff, some Amiibos, some gifts from some other YouTube buddies. Let's check it out. So fellow YouTube buddy, Fancy Action Now, who's sent in stuff many times to the channel over the years, has sent in not one, but two packages to the channel. The first one, pretty sentimental. Like, this is something I'll just keep for the rest of my life because it's like a thoughtful gift. He also sent one to two other YouTube buddies, which they've also released videos, which I'll link down below as well. I'll link all three channels. This is a custom-made neon light that says DGC on it, and then it's got a little controller here. It's USB powered, and then it's got, like, you know, low, medium, and bright settings on it. It's very nice. It's like a nice baby blue, I guess you could say. So I'm not sure if I'm going to hang it, because it does have two, well, it has 4 holes in it, but 2 on the top, or if I'm just going to find some kind of thing to prop it. And then also I need to like drill a hole in the back of this and then run it to my computer, and or maybe like a USB hub outlet or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out, and at some point this will also be getting added in with all the other random little knickknacks on the shelf. So super sweet, very nice. Super appreciate this, bud. So we got that, and then the other package that he sent was a bunch of Xbox 360 games and a ton of shovelware Wii games. I think the Wii games were more of a joke. The 360 games actually caught my eye when he, in our little group message that we have going, and then I was like, hey, I need a few of those. And he is in the process of moving soon, so he was getting rid of some, I guess, duplicates and this and that, and or just stuff he just didn't want. So I was like, damn, I want some of those. So he actually graciously sent me a package of a bunch of stuff. All the Wii shovelware I got rid of, and then all the 360 stuff, I combed through it to see what I wanted out of it, and there was actually a decent little bit of stuff that I wanted to own. And let me take these 3 out, but I could have swore there was more, but I guess not. So just 5 is what I kept, and then with the rest of it, I'll show in a second here, I traded it into a store, a game store. They're falling because there's too much shit on the accessory couch over here. So he gave me these 5 games that I kept. So here's one from Bethesda. I don't think Bethesda made it, but they published it, and that being Rogue Warrior. So this was a bit of a strange title, and it like was in like development hell for a long time, this, that, and the third. Who actually made this? Oh, it's from Rebellion. So that is a good studio. So this probably is a decent game. So I'm actually quite excited to try this. I've always wanted to pick it up. I've never played it, never even, played a demo back in the day or anything like that. It always looked cool back in the day, but I just never bought it for whatever reason. Now I have it. Definitely going to play that and enjoy that. I do love the Dead Island franchise a lot. It's one of my more favorite zombie franchises. I've gone back and played the first 2 at least 2 or 3 times, like once on PS3 for both of them, and then at least once or twice on Steam and solo, and then again once or twice on Steam with a buddy in co-op. So the Dead Island franchise is very near and dear to my heart. This is Escape Dead Island, so this is more of like a side spin-off, cartoonish, I guess, I want to say cel-shaded kind of graphics, and then it kind of has, at least on the back of the package, it has like comic book, like rectangular things with, writing, and then some of it's black and white. So I don't know if it takes place in a comic book style, like illustration kind of thing, like whatever you want to call that, or if that's just the packaging they chose. I'm not honestly sure. Excited to try it at some point. Here's a title that I will more than likely just play on Xbox Game Pass with the remake that has come out. I think it was 2 years ago at this point, maybe longer. Dead Space remake. Here's a nice copy of Dead Space, though. All these are complete in box, so still wanted to add this to the collection. I might just play it just for the achievements, and then play the new one just to compare and contrast, because, again, never played it. I've always heard about it for the last 15 years of my life, but I've never played it. Here's another title that I also have. I have played this one a teeny bit, and again, I've always wanted to play it. I know for sure this works on the 1X and Series X with the auto HDR and all that stuff, and some of the games do like 60 frames up framing the game, and then some of them just do like a resolution bump. It's kind of hit or miss of what you get with the Xbox upscaling, but that's Vanquish. So again, super excited to try that. It's Platinum Games. This is like, I think Platinum's only shooter, if I'm not mistaken. They're not really big into making shooters. Although, I mean, Platinum's a top tier company. Like, I really wish Nintendo would just buy Platinum already at this point. But Nintendo clearly doesn't want to spend any money because they don't have any, you know what I'm saying? And then here's another one. I have definitely beat this game. Really good game, L.A. Noire. I'm surprised that during, and I could be wrong, but I don't think during the PS4 lifespan we got a re-release. We might have, but I don't think we did. And then I'm still surprised that like on PS5 and Xbox Series we don't have a re-release, and or even a follow-up to the game. Like that, like Rockstar, I know they could spare the money to make another game. Would this generate a ton of money? I don't know. I think it probably would. I mean, this is a well-known game, and a lot of people were really into it. Imagine the technology they used then with the mocap for the mouth and all that stuff and the facial animations to like, but imagine that, like, it's been damn near 20 years since this came out. Like, imagine what they could do now with like an L.A. Noire 2 and like the facial motion capture of like 2025 technology. It would be insane. Like, the game would be, like, imagine if like they let Quantic, what is it, Quantic Dream? The people that do, what was that one sci-fi game where it was like based in the future, and then there was like a robot chick, and then there was like a little girl that you play as, and then what the fuck was that game called? I'm completely drawing a blank. They did Heavenly. What was that game called? I am so drawing a blank right now. Not Heavenly Sword, but Heavenly something. Heavy Rain. Heavy Rain. That, you know, they made that. Then they made, what was the other game on PS3 they made? They made two PS3 games. Then the PS4 game was the one that was kind of detective mode like. There was a little girl that you played as. Then there was a female character you played as, and then there was like a white android guy that was like a detective. But if you gave this like license to Quantic Dream and had them make it, I feel like they could do a good job with that. Like, perfect company right there to make a good game with that IP. So then at the remainder of that store, here's the remainder of the 360. I traded, you know, in to get these three games. We got, so Fancy Action Now always recommends this game, or has recommended it a few times, and I've never played it. I've always picked it up at the store and been like, yeah, the cover looks kind of strange, so I just never played it. But he swears it's a good game, swears up and down. Let me know in the comments if you played this one. Clive Barker's Jericho. Nice complete copy. It's a very nice copy, actually. So super excited to add this to the collection. And then I've never really like flipped it over to look at the back, and then like I look at the back and it kind of gives like an old school Quake vibe to it. So I'm actually kind of excited to try this one. It could be good. I'm definitely excited to try that one. Here's a really good game right here, Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. I remember playing this game full co-op on Xbox 360 like a year or two after it had come out, so it was still like a relevant game. And I remember absolutely having a blast with my buddy Ben that I played this with, and we just had a hell of a time playing this online, and it was really fun. And back down memory lane, I remember this was kind of the early days of me collecting, and I, you know, when did this even come out? This was a long time ago. Let's see. This was 2010. Did we play it that late? Did it really come out 2010? No way. I feel like that was so much earlier. Maybe I'm thinking, oh, you know what? I'm thinking of Resident Evil 5 we played co-op online. But I did play this one for sure. I don't know if I played it co-op. But either way, this is a fantastic game. And this as well, Fancy Action Now has streamed this on the Series X, so I know it looks good on that as well. And I know it gets the auto HDR, and I believe it gets a frame bump to 60 frames. So excited to play that. I'll definitely play that on my Series X. My Series X has really become, and I'm looking at it down there, it's really just become a upscaled 360. Like lately I've been playing Burnout Revenge on it. Very good game. Not as good as Burnout 3, but still like the best 360 racer, in my opinion, would be Burnout Revenge probably. And I wish we could get another one, but it's probably just never going to happen. But, you know, Burnout Revenge, been playing the shit out of that. I played the outfit on the Series X. I played a few games this year. you know, upscaled on the auto HDR and all that shit. Or did I play the outfit on that? I think it worked on that. I'm going to have to go back and look. I don't remember if I played on 360 or Series X, but either way. Now, here is one that I'm pretty confident does work on the Series X, and that being Left 4 Dead 1. Now, there are two variants of this game. You can get Left 4 Dead, obviously the original print, or you can get the Game of the Year edition, which has a giant red thing here. It doesn't have platinum on the top, but it is a platinum. It's like a red platinum's hits, and then it says Game of the Year on it. Someone correct me in the comments, but I'm pretty confident in saying that I bought all the DLC for both the games, and all the DLC that I wanted for that matter before the store shut down. But I bought the DLC for both Left 4 Dead 1 and 2, and I'm excited to play them again. I'm pretty confident they work on the Series X. But with the red Game of the Year edition with all the content, I'm pretty sure it was just a voucher code. So if you are collecting in the future and somehow stumble on this random video, just go for the normal version. And again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know for sure on this one. Left 4 Dead 2 has the levels from this one that you can play, but I don't know if that was the DLC that I downloaded for 2 or if that's just natively part of number 2. I'm not sure. It's been ages since I played them, and I played both of them on Steam, not on the 360. So I'm excited to play them on 360 to get the achievements. So I will definitely be doing that for sure, because they're classic games at this point. I'd love to see a third entry, which we kind of got with Back 4 Blood. I mean, it's basically Left 4 Dead 3 is what it is. And I enjoyed it. I played the shit out of it. I remember when it came out, two games on the Game Pass that came out that were both fucked up on Game Pass on PC was the Ascent and Back 4 Blood. For whatever reason, they just were not launching correctly and then crashed, like auto-crashing or graphical glitches or just whatever. And then I was just like, you know what, fuck it, because I enjoyed the Ascent and Back 4 Blood so much, I bought both of them, which I don't typically do that if it's a Game Pass game, but they were both running like poop on the computer. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to buy them on Steam, and then I enjoyed them the normal way. And by doing so, I supported both those developers, so it makes me feel warm-hearted about that. Now, the rest of the stuff that I got with what he gave to me from trade-ins is a nice little chunk of PlayStation 3 exclusives. So I'm kind of getting back on my PS3 kick here. I was going to allude to that. That's more than likely where the collection will be going next year for anyone that's just following along year after year of me collecting and whatnot. At one point in time, I can confidently say that I had every PS3 exclusive, and I had over 400 games for the PS3 at one point in time. All CIB, all bought from GameStop for the most part, all bought super cheap. And then there was the great cleansing of the collection a few years back, and I sold off basically all the PS3 games. I only really kept some very select random titles like Haze, Mod Nation Racers, Genji, Virtua Fighter, Lair. I recently purchased Drakengard 3, Metal Gear Solid 4, I recently got that not too long ago. Resistance 2, Uncharted 2 and 3 are up there. And then a bunch of the PlayStation Move games, because I actually like the PlayStation Move. I have both the guns down here. I constantly have the controllers charging because I think the PlayStation Move, it literally was a better Wii, is what it was. It was the Wii done correctly. It works better. It just is better. The games actually don't look like poop like they do on the Wii, so it's better. But yes, so some PS3, all these are exclusives. That's really all I'm going to focus on the PS3 at this point. It's just going to be straight exclusives. The 360 will be my multi-plat system for that generation, primarily just because the Series X plays most of these. It does some kind of upscaling to them, and it's like future-proofed on newer hardware versus hardware that could die at any point in time, whereas Series X's you could still go buy brand new in the store. That's my logic on collecting these. As far as a longevity thing, like I'll still be able to play these on hardware longer than the PS3 potentially. It's just my logic to that. But so here's some games here. This one I remember buying way back in the day and being super excited about it because I, as a kid, always knew about SOCOM and always had friends playing it online and this, that, and the third on the PS2, but I never was able to play. I played them on the PS2, but never online. And I heard that was quite the time back in the day to play SOCOM 2 and 3 online. I heard a lot of fun stories with that when I was young. But so SOCOM 4 came out, and you know, I remember playing this, and I feel like I remember liking it. And then recently here, I think it was last Sunday, I was bored as fuck. I had nothing to do, and I was like, I looked at the game wall, and I was like, what did I purchase recently? What have I not played in forever? What's tickling my fancy? I threw this in. I restarted the campaign because I didn't finish it, evidently. I thought I did, but I did not. I restarted it, and I played the first 2 levels. The first level, you're like in a broken down city, I guess you could say, like a port city. And then there's like a naval ship that starts bombarding, like a battleship that starts bombarding, and then you have to like dodge that, and then use this like laser scope to shoot at some tanks and shit. And then I was just like, this doesn't really feel very SOCOM-y, like as a Navy SEAL climbing through some Arabian desert or climbing through the Amazon rainforest to go kill a terrorist. You're in a city. So I was like, all right, well, whatever. I don't really remember it, but I was like, the next level will be better. So the next level starts, and you're actually in the forest at this point. And I was like, all right, this is kind of cool. But then it was like really short. It was like I finished the level in like 9 minutes. So I was like, all right, whatever. Then I get to the next level, and then I just paused it, saved it, and I haven't put it back in yet. I am going to refinish it because I never technically finished it ever, so I am going to replay it. This doesn't feel as good as 1, 2, and 3 that I remember, because I feel like I remember those being like cool, basically Ghost Recon, but Sony exclusive Ghost Recon is what I remember SOCOM 1, 2, 3 being, and then the PSP ones as well. So I need to repurchase those eventually at some point too. Next year, as I was alluding to, PS3 is going to be a big focus, and then PS2 maybe a little, like if I can find good deals. But PS2 games are just god-awfully expensive at this point in time. It's just it's kind of just not fun to collect PS2 anymore. So I subtly do it, very seldomly, but it's very rare when I do. Now here's another franchise that does work on the PS Move, and I've beaten this game with the normal controller for sure, and I remember liking this one a lot. This one is kind of forgotten about as a PlayStation franchise and exclusive, but it's also Move compatible with the gun, that being as well as SOCOM 4 is. Killzone 3, you can play it with the gun. I have 2 of them. I recommend getting the gun if you don't have it, and the Move controllers. It's a game changer. It is actually really fun and works really well. But yeah, so Killzone 3, I want to replay it fully with the gun, and then I'll probably beat SOCOM normal and then try it with the gun as well, just to say that I did it, and then also just to enjoy my PlayStation Move. Here's a game that's actually 2 games in 1, so super excited to grab this again. It's a little bit on the more uncommon side, just because it's not a popular title. But recently, randomly, reviews popped up for it, and I was like, I gotta get that, and I gotta play that, I gotta try it. White Knight Chronicles 2. So, as you can see here, which you definitely probably can't read that, but it's bonus game includes a full remastered version of White Knight Chronicles 1. Why is it remastered if it's the same game from the same that doesn't even make sense. Whatever. But when I put the disc in, I was expecting to see it load up 2 icons, pick or choose, and then I thought, well, whatever, go into the game and pick or choose which game you play, but that's not how it works. When you put the game in, you launch it, it all starts up normal like you're just playing this game. And then when you go to start new game, it then gives you the option to start White Knight Chronicles 1 or 2. So it is fully on the disc, both games. There's no update for this game either. Like they actually, I yearn for the days of gaming of old where you buy the game and it's just the game. I miss it. But yeah, so the game, both 2 full games, and I think I didn't. This is an old GameStop sticker. It was $19 for this one, so a little like not pricey, but on the higher end scale, I guess you could say of like collecting retro games. Well, in the sense of like it's an uncommonish game, but $19. For me, like a $5 game like this, or this next one, or this next one, or this next one, or this next one is like a good deal. So this is Little Big Planet 1 Game of the Year edition. I love Little Big Planet. I've definitely beaten this one fully. I've played Little Big Planet 2 a ton. I don't know that I beat it. I still need to grab another copy of it. 3, I also played a shit ton of on PS4, but this time I'm going to get the PS3 copy. And then Little Big Planet Karting is actually a really dope game that, again, not a lot of people talk about. Super enjoy that one. It's better than Mod Nation Racers, but Mod Nation Racers is also pretty fun, too. Again, another game no one really talks about. Uncharted Drake's Fortune, the original game, so I had to grab a copy of that again. Let's see here. Then we have MotorStorm, which was a launch window game. This was one of their big hypey games to show off the graphical prowess of the PS3. I remember a buddy getting this with his PS3 and just watching him play it a ton, and I always wanted to play it and get into it. It looks... I actually did play this for about 10-15 minutes. It still looks pretty decent to this day. Like, the graphics are still really good. So there's 2 more MotorStorms after this on the PS3 that I'd like to also get. I think one's Arctic Thunder or Arctic Storm or something, and then the other one I think is Pacific Storm or Pacific Rift. I don't know. But they both look dope, so eventually I'll try to grab those as well. Now, here is an actual launch game for the system that, again, is a really forgotten PlayStation franchise and kind of a underloved, underappreciated gem. Resistance Fall of Man. Now, what I will say about this is, and again, I really do want to go back and replay this again because it's probably been over 10 years since I played the whole franchise for that matter, and the Killzones. Wonderful game. The controls are kind of weird on the original Resistance. You'll know what I'm talking about when you just play the game. So, but nevertheless, a really good game, and still graphically is pretty good. For a launch game that came out in 2006, it still doesn't look terrible. Now, this is also a launch window game, if I'm not mistaken, if memory serves me correctly. Yeah, 2007. So this is a launch window game. This was really kind of cool when this came out because of the hair on the character. It really flowed in the wind, and they really, much like Uncharted, they really took use, and Lair for that matter, they really took use of the 6-axis controller. I think Drakengard 3 also does a lot of 6-axis stuff. Again, I haven't played it yet, but I'm pretty sure it does. The 6-axis was kind of underutilized, much like the rumble on the new controller and the Switch for that matter. No one really uses the HD rumble features. But, you know, whatever. But yeah, so this game does use the 6-axis. I remember playing it and never beating it. Heavenly Sword was a launch window game. Excited to have grabbed this. I've been looking for this for ages. It's not uncommon, but it came out in a time span where there wasn't physically a lot of PlayStation 3s, and this was not a popular title, so it's uncommon in the sense that there weren't a lot of them made. So, like, I don't see it often, and it's, you know, let's be honest, this is probably on most people's radars as a good cheap exclusive to get that like makes the PS3 worth owning, because this is probably never going to get put to another system now that Microsoft owns Ninja Theory. So it's locked on the PS3 probably for the remainder of existence. Next up, we got 2 things here that have been eluding my collection for some time, and as soon as I saw Video Games Plus up in Canada had these listed for sale, I sniped them. I got Goomba and the Koopa Troopa Amiibos. These were 2... at the time of buying these, I needed like 6 Amiibos. I got these 2, so I'm going to open these at some point in time, because I open all my Amiibos, as you should. I pre-ordered on GameStop, and it's still up for pre-order as of the time of watching this. Player 2 Cloud Amiibo, if you need it, is still up on GameStop.com, so I did grab that as well. I still need Corrin Player 2, I still need Bayonetta Player 2, and Poochie, and I don't have Box Boy, but I don't think I'm going to get that because it's $300. It's just never going to happen, so that will be the one that eludes the collection. And I'm not into the Monster Hunter ones because Monster Hunter's not for me. But all the other Amiibos, I have them. So I'm like 4 or 5-ish Amiibos away from the full set. It feels kind of relieving to know that I'm like this close to the end. This close. Alright, 2 Switch games here. This is kind of an action-packed, filled episode of pickups here. Pre-ordered this ages ago. I did open it. I have not played it just yet. Mario Luigi Brothers Ship. I got the little pin set that Best Buy was giving out for pre-orders. I do intend on playing this probably like in the colder months, like January, February, when I just like want to hanker in and get into a nice warm blanket and just play an RPG, drink some hot cocoa. That's when I plan on playing this, so I'm excited for that. And I'm also still playing Thousand Year Door. I've just been slowly whittling away at that because I played it back in the day, but I've just slowly replaying it. For anybody doubting Thousand Year Door on the Switch as a viable $60 purchase. The game looks phenomenal. It's night and day difference on the graphics between the first one and the remake, or remat, whatever you want to call it. Even with the FrameMeister, they fully redid all the textures in the game. Like it looks like a current gen game. It looks phenomenal. So if you're questioning buying Thousand Year Door, just do it. It's worth it. Here's one that I got for, I think it was like $28 shipped once I checked out. I'm going to keep this sealed because I've already beaten the game. Let's Go Pikachu. I wanted to re-add it to the collection. I actually really enjoyed this game back in the day when it came out. I needed to re-grab a copy. It was on sale for half off, and then I had a $5 coupon, and plus taxes and whatnot. It was like 28 bucks shipped. So it was fantastic. Super glad to add that back to the collection. This now goes into the sealed Switch game collection of games I've already beaten and rebought. Alright, next up, this is not something I bought recently, but I have the disc drive because I bought the PS5 Pro. And we're going to pause the video here real quick. Because the camera was about to run out of recording. It's a nice Canon camera, but it only records for half an hour unless you reset the button. Super annoying. Even if you had a 1 terabyte SD card in there, it still doesn't matter. So got the PS5 Pro. I wanted to play a few games and beat them and just enjoy the system before I really kind of gave my opinions on it. I'm going to save my opinions for the end of the video on that, and then just show you the rest of these PS5 games that I've been picking up here lately. I'm kind of re-getting all the PS5 games that I've sold off over the last couple years. I waited until Black Friday holiday time to get some of these on nice sales. The first couple here are just normal games that I bought with pre-order that I wanted to grab for the PS5 and PS4 for that matter are my RPG systems unless it's exclusive to the Switch. I just prefer the PlayStation controller. RPGs just feel at home on the PlayStation to me. So that's why I do that. A lot of people like doing it for the Switch. I just prefer them on the PlayStation. We got Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D Remake. Have not played this yet. I know there's a lot of controversy with it. Nevertheless, I want to show Square that I not only want cool remakes, but also show them that there's still a market for like these cheaper, quicker, nichier games that they can put out quicker versus like a Final Fantasy 17. Who knows how long that's going to fucking take to make. So, you know, I want them to know that people out there will support these. Is it weird and annoying that they got rid of the Christian cross in the game? Sure. And they switched it out with a trident on the healing character. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's weird. Is it annoying that they're changing things that are on like a 30-plus-year-old game? Sure. And then they changed the female body armor. Okay. Alright, whatever. And then they changed it from... The one that does irritate me is that they made it to where you could be boy-girl. I don't know if that's in the original game. But then what's weird about it is they made it Type 1 and Type 2. Just pick boy-girl. Like, it doesn't... You don't need to go all these great lengths to appease all these people. Like, I'll let the Christian cross going out of the game. Okay, maybe you don't want religious stuff in your game. Okay, fine. You know, the making the women less revealing. Okay, fine. I guess I can get that one too. Then you can advertise it to kids more, right? Sure. Okay, bigger audience. But the whole not boys and girl thing, and then Type 1 too. That one, I kind of have to draw the line on that one, Square. It's just like, really, dude. Like, really? And then like the weird thing is, I've watched reviews of the game. The armors are still specific toward man or woman or boy or girl, and it even is in some of the descriptions like once you're in the game. So it's like you half-assedly try to appease people that are not even buying your fucking game in the first place. So it's like, But again, I supported it. I want it. I will play it eventually. Here's another Square Enix title. This is Romancing Saga 2 Revenge of the Seven. Again, I want Square to know that I want to support these games, and I bought them both brand new. So, again, I'll get to it eventually. Here's a title that I did open up and play a little bit. I even streamed it for a little bit, and that being Ys 10 Nordics. I didn't like the beginning of it so far. I will eventually play and beat this game, but the intro of this game was just too goddamn long. It wasn't fun. It wasn't exciting. It was just, it dragged out for a long time, and it just doesn't have me hooked. But I've been told and watched a lot of reviews that the gameplay is absolutely killer on this game, so I'm going to triumph through it and get to the fun part of the game. There's like a ocean faring part where you like drive around on your ship and I guess battle other ships and stuff. Apparently it's super fun, so I'm excited to do that part. They did like a Sonic adventure kind of thing where you like grind on these like rails and stuff. So again, the gameplay looks fun, but the intro to this game, boring as fuck, I'll say that. Now, I saw that game was coming out, and then I was like, I know the predecessor to that on the PS5 was already kind of uncommon to rare, and I was like, well, people are clearly going to look for the old one. Sure enough, they did, and after a while when I bought this, they were all going off eBay. I don't know about now, but Ys 9, Monstrix, Nox, I don't know a ton about this one, but I wanted to get a nice complete in-box copy. I did pay like $60 for this, unfortunately. I think it was like $65 shipped. So not a terrible price, because that's basically MSRP for it, but for a used copy of a game, a hard one to swallow, but I did want to add it to the collection. I'm kind of going for most of the RPGs for the PS5. Not all of them, because not all of them appeal to me, but the ones that appeal to me I am going to grab. Now, this one's going to come as a bit of a shocker that I purchased this to any longtime fans, because I rag on this franchise all the time. But I figured I have to put my money where my mouth is, and I am going to give Demon's Souls another shot and try it on the PS5. It was on sale, so I was like, whatever, I'll try it again. Plus, it is also PS5 enhanced, so I want to see... It already looks good on regular PS5. I want to see it on PS5 Pro. See how good better it looks even on that. Here's another one that does also have a PS5 Pro patch, and I beat this on PC when it launched, being Resident Evil 4. This was all the way knocked down to $20 on Black Friday sale, so I was like, hell yeah, I'm going to rebuy that because it also has VR support. So again, I'm going to beat it normal just to get the achievements, then I'm going to replay it in VR just to enjoy that. So super excited about that. It looks phenomenal on the PS5. I don't know if it has a PS5 Pro patch, but to my knowledge, it was just a frame bump, not a graphics bump. But the game still looks freaking beautiful on the PS5. And unless they did do a graphics bump, and I'm not sure, but it looks phenomenal on the PS5. And I maxed it out on the PC. It looks damn similar, I'll say that. Here's two games that I really wanted to get again, and they remastered them for the PS5, whatever that means, because they already looked good on the PS4. And it really hasn't even been that long. So these came out like, what, 2016, and then maybe 2017? That being Uncharted 4, and then the second one, Thief's Legacy, I think it's called, or Legacy of Thieves was the one with the women. I never beat that one, but I played half of it, and then Uncharted 4 I absolutely loved to death, and I really want to replay it, because probably some of Naughty Dog's finest work, in my opinion. Out of all of their games, I would say Uncharted 4 might be... That or Last of Us 1 is probably my top Naughty Dog game. Speaking of Naughty Dog, I dropped one. Show those two last. Next up, these two I just recently beat and I played on the PS5 with the Pro enhancements. And mother of God, these are some of the best looking games I've ever seen in my life. I can confidently say that Last of Us 1 and Last of Us 2 are some of the best looking games I've ever seen in my life on PS5 Pro. Just absolutely phenomenal looking. I loved every second of it. The first game is just, it was such a trip down memory lane replaying it. I've played it so many times. I would have to say Last of Us 1 is likely a top 10 game for me of all time. That's how much I love it. I've now beaten this game probably 7 or 8 times between PS3, PS4, and then PS5. I played the PS4 version on that at one point, and then I also played again on the PS5 Pro with this version. So I've just played it so many times, and then PS3 I played it 2 or 3 times, and just I love that game so much. Such a good game. This one gets a lot of hate, and I don't think it deserves it personally. Having replayed it again now for the second time, not only is it a beautiful looking game, the story didn't bother me at all. Like, everyone gets so offended and bothered by the story, but I liked it. The ending was not great. I wanted, and spoilers, but whatever, it's like a 5-year-old game at this point. I wanted one of them to die at the end. Whether that be Ellie or Abby, one of them should have died at the end of that fight. Or been like mortally wounded where their like leg gets cut off or something. You know what I'm saying? Just something like that to make it more connect with you, more grounded, like make the whole game worth it. Because they kind of left it on a cliffhanger of like, well, they're just going their separate ways. They're just both accepting their fate. So yeah, maybe that's what they wanted for you to conclude at the end of it. But it's like, it just didn't give me that conclusion that I wanted from the series. Like, how are you going to just do Joel dirty like that and then not give me that conclusion of her killing Abby? Like, and then, like, you just have to play the game. It is a really good game. It's a solid 8 out of 10. The first one's a 10 out of 10. Second one's a solid 8 out of 10. The last two games here, I have fully beat on PS4, and I never played either, or no, PS5 and PS4 for both these games. I never beat the DLC for either of them because I was waiting for them to release both of these versions. So we got Horizon Forbidden West. I beat that on PS5 and never played the Burning Skies DLC. So I'm going to replay this game fully and then play the DLC afterwards. And then Ghost of Tsushima I beat fully on PS4 Pro back in the day. And then I never played the DLC. It was something with like you go to another island. That's all I remember. Like a small island. And so I'm going to fully replay that and then play the DLC. And it's called Icky Island Story Expansion. So either way, excited to get both these. They've both been, well, that for sure has been re-enhanced for the PS5 Pro. It's such a mouthful to say. I don't know that this has or has not. I'm not sure. I know it looks good on the PS5 though for sure. And then I also was able to, so during Corona Rona, oh shit, the disc popped out. During Corona Rona, Sony was giving away, they gave away 3 PSVR games, and then 3 or 4, and then they also gave away 3 or 4 big PlayStation exclusives, kind of right when Corona Rona was ramping up as a gesture of like, hey, we're all in this together. And Horizon Zero Dawn Digital was one of those games that they gave away for free. So I owned it digitally. Before the game came out, if you had it digitally, you could pay $10 to get the upgrade for it. So I was like, hell yeah, I'm going to do that for $10. And then it too also got a PS5 update. So for $10, I got the game for PS5 for free as an update. So super excited to play that again as well. So I'll probably play that one first, then play this, then play Burning Skies DLC, just to get all the trophies. And it's a really good franchise. I really do like it. They're pretty cool. I forget what his name is. The black guy that's in this that was kind of the protagonist, like, I guess you could say anti-hero, because he was like not the super bad guy, but he was also not helping either. He was in The Wire, if I'm not mistaken, the TV show. I forget what his name is off the top of my head, but he was also Irish in Battlefield 3. Battlefield 3, he was Irish, and then he reprised his role in Battlefield 2042, which I damn near shit my pants when they reprised him in 2042 in the trailers and all that stuff, because I loved Battlefield 3. I loved the story to it. I played that many times. I thought it was fantastic. And when he was in this, I was like, no shit, that's fucking awesome. And then he sadly has passed. So, like, if you've played this, he was definitely in the main story. I don't know about the Burning Skies DLC. But how are they going to continue that without him? Maybe they'll find someone with a similar voice, because they don't really need his face, obviously, because it's digital. But if they could still keep him in the game, I think that would be cool, because he really was a good, cool fit, like, anti-hero in the game, and I really enjoyed that and his character. And he just plays a good character in anything he plays, for that matter. But so excited to play both those again and play Zero Dawn and all that. On to the PS5 Pro, and I'll try to keep this short because we're already like 42 minutes deep into this video. I love every bit of it. I got rid of my launch day PS5. I kept the box and everything in case I ever do want to get one again. I'll still have a complete box system. The main reasons I did it was it's my main console this generation. It's my main box. I'm constantly running out of space. I kept it dust free, but that thing is, the launch edition was loud as shit. The PS5 Pro is super quiet. I never hear it. It's never loud. And, you know, I kept the other one clean and whatnot. But, you know, it's super quiet. 2 terabytes of space. It's just a cool looking console. Not that that's like a seller or anything, but it looks cool. And then obviously all the graphical enhancements. And then I did also play and beat recently Nier Automata fully on the PS5 Pro just to test a PS4 game on the PS5 Pro to see what it visually would look like. Now, I remember playing Automata, the demo, when it came out, and really falling in love with it, and then it kind of got super backlogged for years and years and years, and then eventually I sold it, and then I rebought it, and now I've rebought the game and replayed it, and I fully beat it, and I did enjoy it, and we'll talk about that in next week's video, which is Beat It 2024 games, so we'll talk about that later. But with the enhancements that it does, so essentially what the PS5 natively does is it uses the PS4 Pro patch to play PS4 games on the normal system. But then you also additionally you're basically paying PS4 Pro patched games on the PS5 Pro, which further enhances it slightly. The average person is probably not going to notice it. However, if you're like a super nerd and you have really good eyesight, or if you're just like really fanatical about graphics, you will notice it. The texts all look really sharp because it sharpens up. Basically it just does really good anti-aliasing. So like specifically with Nier Automata, not that I did this on purpose, but there's a lot of buildings obviously from the cityscape, skyscrapers and stuff. So you'll see the straight lines. They just look really, really sharp because of just the I guess, I don't know for sure if it's the PSSR active enhancing the PS4 games. I assume that's what they're doing. So basically it's just using that anti-aliasing to upscale the PS4 native game into even better graphics. But just all the flat lines look real sharp and crisp is basically what's going to happen to your PS4 games. So yes, you'll kind of notice it, but as someone who like has a decent bit of PS4 games and library, for me, those things are justified. Quieter, 2 terabyte hard drive, better PS4 games, better PS5 games for that matter. And, frankly, I just wanted it. Sue me. I wanted the best console, now I have it. Like when GTA 6 comes out, they claim, oh, it's not going to be different. Yes, it fucking is. Even if they're both locked at 30, it's going to be more consistent 30 on the more powerful hardware. Duh. Like, that's just how it's going to be. It is what it is. All the games are physically going to run better on the stronger console. Is it that much stronger? No. It's like 2 terabytes stronger, right? For whatever that's worth. With that being said, though, a lot of developers have come out and said that the PlayStation 5, even before the Pro came out, is easier to develop for than the Series X. For whatever reason, I'm not a developer, but that is a true statement. Now, sometimes the Series X does, like Space Marines 2 apparently ran a little bit better on the Series X for whatever reason. Who the fuck knows why? Whatever, it is what it is. But for me, the PS5 is my main console. That's my main girl, and I love it. It's for me, it's a justified purchase with those reasons alone. And is it a waste of money? I don't know. It's really for you to decide if you want one. But those are my reasons of wanting it. So for me, I say it's worth it. But those are all the pickups. Super big thanks to Fancy Action Now for sending in those games that I then switched out. Got some more stuff that I'd rather have. So big thanks to him. Hopefully his move goes well for him whenever he does move. And again, thanks for that sign, which it's over here. I'll have to get that hooked up and hung up for the next video, so that'll be in the background. Next week's video is going to be Beat It 2024 edition of games, which, here's the list. Not that you really needed to peek at it, but I am really doing it. I guess to briefly summarize real quick, the weekend job is finally over for the time being, unless I get to a point where I just can't survive again and need the money. So for now, for the foreseeable future, the weekend job thing's over. So super excited about that because that means I can start making videos again. I'm going to start really trying to churn out lots of videos in each weekend so that I can build up a backlog of stuff so that there's never like a weekend where I can just, sometimes I might just need a break and not want to make one, but then I'll have one because I'll have already made it, 2, 3, 4 weeks prior, and then I can just keep releasing videos every weekend like I used to when I started the channel. And then once I really get back into the groove of things, then mentally I'll be like, oh, I'm enjoying this again and blah, 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 blah. And then things will just kind of go back to the way they were. So that's kind of the game plan. I'm going to slowly work back into the videos. Next week is, like I said, Beat It 2024. After that, I plan on doing some Xbox OG content, some 360 content, and then probably some more OG, more 360, kind of just stagger that, maybe some other content. We're going to figure that out as time goes on. But the main thing that I need from you guys is to leave a like on the video. Subscribe if you haven't. ring the bell, leave a comment down below on any of these wonderful things we talked about, or just something you want to talk to me about, or a video that you want to see. Be sure to leave that as a comment down below. As always, peace out for now, guys. Till next time.
Come here, you mother...